Hello everybody, and this is Duke Potato Nuke, and I'm here making a video where I am hoping to give some tips or just pass on some things that I've learned about getting started in Morrowind. But I've skipped the introduction, the opening cinematic, all the talking and blah 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 with all the NPCs, and I just made an Argonian or lizard man. His name is Fishface, and he's a barbarian. You know, this isn't a character I'm totally serious at, probably won't keep him, but I'm using him for the purpose of this instruction video. I guess, if you want to call it instruction video. But, yes. Here we go.
Show your papers to the captain when you exit to get the release key.
Continue through to the next building and talk to Celis Gravius.
Yeah, shut up. Anyways, you see that platter over there? One thing that some people do, that platter is worth about 600. And, well, why not? Let's just do it.
There.
Once you grab it, quickly drop it on the floor. He'll talk to you about stealing, don't do that again, blah blah blah. Then he'll go over to his spot. And now I can pick it up again. Haha, see ya. I almost never do that because it's kind of fun to do, but it's really not necessary. Morrowind is a game that, well, it's easy enough as it is if you know what you're doing. But it's an old school enough game or a hardcore enough game where it can take a while to get over the learning curve of learning its system, its mechanics. Once you do, you'll realize just how easy Morrowind really is. Just grabbing stuff to sell. Always grab this engraved ring of healing.
Your papers, please.
Please get back in your spot. Here's another tip you want to know. If you hit the, well, I think it's called the tilde key. I never know how to pronounce that. It's the key just above the tab, just to the left of the number one key. Bring up the console. Just type RA and it does this actor's reset. What actor's reset is it puts them back in the place they're supposed to be in. Now, as you play the game, even if they don't walk around, for some reason they tend to shift around. And they can fall through platforms and stuff. I don't know why they never fixed that, but I always use RA just to do it because I'm kind of a perfectionist that way. But you talk to Dude Face here about Morrowind and duties. Essentially, you know, you were in prison, you've been released from prison. The conditions for your release are that you're now going to work for the Empire. And then once you go talk to this Caius Coagulate here, who lives in the town of Balmora. First thing though, where is he? There he is. This little dude right here. Fargoth. Give him that enchanted ring of healing that you found. He gets this great disposition with you. Then he talks telepathically to his friend, the shopkeeper here. And we will proceed to sell all our ill-gotten gains to him. Always keep these packages for Caius, or it could mess up the main quest. And there we go. I always keep the candlesticks, just because I like candlesticks. If I get a house, I like to decorate it with stuff. Yes, since we're a barbarian, Our two armor skills are medium armor and light armor, so we'll get this Imperial Chain stuff. Some of this light armor stuff. I can't use boots because he's got, in Morrowind, the Argonians and Khajiit are beast races that have these beast feet, so they can't wear boots. They also can't wear closed-faced helmets. He wouldn't be able to wear that steel helmet. But since this chain coif is an open-faced helmet, he can wear it. And since axe is one of my primary skills, I want to get an axe. Let's put all our stuff on. Push F1 to bring up our quick keys, or hot keys as we call them nowadays. And there we go. And if you are an axe user, like this character is, there's a nice, really nice little item to get at the beginning of the game. I'm going to show you where it is presently. First, let's hop down on this little tree stump. Stop sliding around. Grab this silver cup. A few bits of gold. Hop up on these rocks. And try to hop down on top of that tree stump. Because in the tree stump is an iron shard axe. We'll assign it to number 2. And look at that chop damage, 1 to 32. For a starting character, a level 1 character, that is very good. And of course it does magic damage on top of that. When you face like demonic enemies or certain undead enemies, basic mundane weapons like this ordinary iron axe will not hit them. You'll hit them, but you'll get a message saying your attack had no effect. But this weapon will hit them, since it's enchanted. It's a magic weapon. And there are certain materials, like weapons made out of ebony, that'll hit the enemy, even if they're not enchanted. That'll hit those special enemies. So, just something to bear in mind. Look how fast my fatigue is going down, that green bar on the bottom left. I forgot how low of endurance Argonians have, so that's why my fatigue is going down so quickly. And yes, this is a mud crab. Morrowind is where mud crabs made their debut. But one thing I've read in forums, heard a lot of people talk about, is I can never hit the enemy. I attack and I always miss. Well, number 1, never attack an enemy with a weapon that you have no skill in. Let's see. See, I have a 5 in short blade. If I had to attack an enemy with an iron dagger, I would never hit him. I want to have a hard enough time hitting him with this axe that I have 35 skill in. So to make sure I get the best chance to hit, I want to make sure my fatigue is really high as it can get. Fatigue has a hidden effect. The lower your fatigue, the less effective all of your skills are. And I do mean all of them. So we'll just kind of give it a second here, walk up to him real slowly, let our fatigue regenerate. Forgot what Guardians sound like when they complain. Yeah, but I just ate the crab meat and then disposed of the corpse. If you go into an interior location and come back out, and you have not disposed of a corpse, oh, there's the other one, and you have not disposed of a corpse, well, the corpse will still be there. But if you dispose of the corpse, then the enemy will have respawned right away. Usually. It's been a while since I played an Argonian, so his sounds are kind of cracking me up a little. Now, if you didn't grab and sell that platter from the beginning room that was 650 gold, you'll probably only have a couple of hundred gold on you. So, up here, Yes, here is a very dead dude. This dead dude who is so terribly dead was a tax collector. Someone murdered him. But we don't care about that right now. Right now we like these nice common clothes. Gonna put them on. Oops. Let him have our old prison garb. Take his valuables. And there we have it. Have a nice day there, buddy. And that's all we're going to do in the wilderness for now. Right now, we're going to head off to town because there's some things I want to buy. In all the forums that I've read, the videos that I've seen, well, let's just put it this way. There is a couple of items I always pick up with anytime I make a new character in this game. It's a couple of items I like to get as soon as I possibly can. They make the beginning of the game very manageable, very nice. But I've hardly ever seen anyone talk about them. In fact, I've never seen anyone talk about them.
Where would you like to go?
First item on the list, if we jump down here, is over here in the Balmora Mages Guild. I just took the Silt Strider from Seydanine all the way up to Balmora. Balmora is a center hub. It's got a lot of good stuff. And you don't have to be a member of the Mages Guild to buy from their Enchanter. Just talk to a gal Better here. And she has one of the things we're looking for. She has something else, but we can't use it because it's heavy armor. But she has one of the things we're looking for. The Amulet of Stamina. I always buy an Amulet of Stamina. Only costs 5 gold. But I always buy it whenever I make up a new character. We're going to assign the Amulet of Stamina to number 3, just so I can get to it real quickly. And let's say I've been running around for a while because I don't like walking around because it's slow. But there's an enemy I want to face. And my fatigue is a little low because I've been running. I just start walking. Use that Amulet of Stamina a couple of times and then have at him. Because if you remember, the lower your fatigue is, the worse your chance to hit the enemy. And at the start, you want as high a chance to hit as you can possibly get. The other thing we're looking for, this guy right here, the Enchanter for the Balmora Temple, he almost always has these things. And yes, he does. He usually has a light armor version of these healing shields, but he doesn't this time. But a barbarian uses medium armor, so we can use this one. We will assign it to number 4. So yes, I have a magic healing shield now. And as I fought those mud crabs, you notice they didn't do a whole lot of damage to me. A lot of the basic wildlife type enemies like mud crabs or cliff racers that are around the game world, they don't do a whole lot of damage to you. But those little bits of damage can build up over time. If you take care of that damage, before it builds up with a basic healing shield, you notice it only heals 10 points, doesn't do a whole lot. That's probably why a lot of people pass it up. But if you take care of those little bits of damage early on, they never build up on you. Makes the beginning of the game very manageable. You'd be surprised how effective that is. And I'm going to go ahead and talk to Caius Coagulate. Over here, the guy I'm supposed to deliver these packages to. That I'm supposed to take orders from for the sake of the Empire. Yes, this is the beginnings of the main quest. And even if you don't want to do the main quest, you still want to come talk to him. Damned Argonian. Argonians have such crappy endurance and such low fatigue. I wonder how they managed to run up here and attack Morrowind. But anyway, here he is. Even if you don't do the main quest, just come up and talk to him this first time, select report to him, He'll ask you to give him the packages, say yes. He'll ask if you want to follow his orders, say yes. And just one time, ask for orders. He'll tell you that you're new here. He wants you to go do jobs for like the Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, all that stuff. Basically go out and get toughened up. And he'll give you 200 gold on top of it. I'll just leave the directions to his house on his desk. There's his table there. And we're off. I'm glad that wench didn't talk to me. People are so talky in this game. There's one last little thing to pick up before we head back to Saint Denis. Ugh. That damned Argonian endurance. How in the world did they ever manage to run up here and attack Morrowind? I will never know. But yes, you go in this Lucky's Lockup Club.
So I said,
See, there's the Silt Strider, just right in here. Talk to this guy Hickam. What you want is a apprentice probe. Not a lockpick. You want a probe. Only cost 10. Lockpicks are used for, well, picking locks. Probes are used for disarming traps. Which will be very important to where we're going. Now we can go back to Saint Denis.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
I would like a special trip of jumping off a mountain. Whee! Good old Helix Shield. Let that doofus get out of the way so he doesn't talk to me. This game makes me so antisocial sometimes, because all you have to do is walk next to someone and they jabber at you. Bunch of jibber-jabbery fools. Ah. That Argonian fatigue. My goodness gracious. And we're just going to go up. We're following the coastline, as you can see. Just going up and following the coastline. And, yeah. There's a fishy. If I wanted weapon skill, I would go up and chop on him. But right now, I'm just going to show you stuff. Show you where to get to things. Ah, that Argonian endurance. All the Dark Elves would have to do is run away from the Argonians, and eventually the Argonians would drop from exhaustion. Well, actually, they'd drop from exhaustion in just a few seconds, but anyway. Anyways. Eat the meat and dispose of the corpse. Now you'll notice when I'm attacking the enemies, I'm not just reeling back and doing the biggest hit that I can. I'm doing short, quick chops. That is because big hits might increase that progress towards skill increase a little more than a short attack, but I have found it to be far more effective to get in as many attacks as possible. So yeah, it's just... Eat the meat. Heal up. Get out the big smacker. Because we're going to do something dangerous. We're going to go into this tomb here that's right along the coastline here. Just a short distance from Saint Denis. It's kind of dangerous in here. But you can do it if you're careful. Get behind this wall. I don't know if you heard that, but that is called... That sound that you heard was an Ancestor Ghost. They have a lot of evasion, so this might be difficult. Dang. It's usually not this bad. There. Yeah, Ancestor Ghosts are not meant for level 1 characters, I don't think. Did I get that other scroll? I did. Yeah, there's 2 scrolls in this tomb that you can take and sell. There's another enemy in this room. And I'm not hearing him make any sound, so that tells me it's probably a skeleton. And it is. There we go. And those could be worth something, maybe. Now I want to take this probe that I bought in Balmora. I want to quick save it here, because a barbarian has no security skill. It's as low as it could possibly go. So let's see how many tries it takes to get this. A 3rd try. Yes, that funeral urn was trapped, and it is actually a pretty nasty trap. But what's in here is a Mentor's Ring. As long as you wear the Mentor's Ring... Oh man, I had a sudden cough there. All this talking makes my throat froggy. But as long as you wear that ring, you have a 10-point buff to your intelligence and willpower. So if you make an orc character or the like that only starts out with a 30 intelligence, well, you can come and get that ring and suddenly your dumb barbarian isn't quite so dumb anymore. And yeah, that's generally all this tomb has. Doop doop doo. It is nice that this Argonian is so darn fast, though. That's a very pitiful starting endurance. Only at 55. Oh, and he's already tired. But that's why we bought that Amulet of Stamina. And yes, there's a couple more things to show up here. Doop-de-doo, we're already getting tired again because he's a puny Argonian. I'm going to wear out that Amulet of Stamina. There's usually a mud crab around here, but I guess he didn't spawn this time. Yep, I guess he didn't spawn this time. One of the things you should know is if you join the Mages Guild in Balmora, one of the starter quests that they will give you is to run around the coastline here looking for 4 different types of mushrooms. Well, you can find those 4 mushrooms all just right here in this spot. This luminous Russian, this violent corpse, this hyphen flatulate, there's one, and Bungler's Bane. And there's something inside this tree stump. Let's go get it. Just get around here up on top of these rocks. Jump down on top. And there's a sack with 100 gold. And there's one other thing to show. Here's a shipwreck. It's up here from Satanin. This chest is not a random chest. The contents are always the same. A little bit of gold and a silver longsword. Now another thing you should know about how the mechanics of Morrowind is the material type of your weapon. I'm using an iron war axe. Iron is actually a very crappy material. I'm actually having a penalty to hit with this axe as I attack enemies because it's made out of iron. It's crap. Well, silver is a step above steel, which in turn is a step above iron. If you use a silver weapon, you actually have a slight bonus to hit. So if you're a sword user, my barbarian here doesn't use swords, but if you do make a sword using characters, strongly advise getting this sword. because you want at the beginning of the game, you want as much chance to hit as you can possibly get. That way you're not complaining that you're missing all the time, right? A little bit of moon sugar, which is about... Ugh. Wow, even I couldn't see for a second. Had to cough again, wow. But yeah, moon sugar is worth 50. Regular merchants won't buy it. Ooh, an expensive shirt. But in this chest are 3 delicious diamonds, worth 250 apiece. Skeleton only has 6 gold. Big whoop-de-doo. This chest has 4 little statuettes that are worth 10, but they weigh 4. They'll weigh you down, so not really worth it in my opinion. I hope this isn't too dark. I've had trouble properly recording Morrowind. Morrowind is a somewhat difficult game to record. I'm also a little new at this video recording stuff. But anyway, yes, we're done on this coastline. I need to get back down to here. I want to pause the video recording and I'll be back when I'm, well, where